Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know this literally doesn't work. I'm here in Oxnard. Today is a player's day off, a well-deserved rest for our guys, and I got to tell you, yesterday was incredible to spend time with the one, the only, Shango. I remember before I really knew much about YouTube, Michael always talking about Shango said this, Shango said that. And I'm like, what the hell is a Shango? Well, Shango is a guy that's been around, done some incredible work, and has been the forerunner of the Dallas Cowboys in YouTube, and a person definitely to look up to. And I'm blessed to be able to meet and work and do stuff with him. And it's just great. Also, Ari Temkin, who's going to be doing the pre and post game Dallas Cowboys show 3 hours before and 3 hours after. That's 6 hours of talking. I can talk a lot, but I don't know that I can talk for 6 hours straight on the fan. So getting some observations from him was great. I've got a lot of footage of things, but it's taking a while to upload. Now, you'll notice there's a lot of sound here in the background, and unfortunately I'm not in my studio. I'm actually out here just enjoying a moment, just kind of catching my breath before anybody else other than the birds down here are on the beach and the sun is coming up. One of the things that quirk I always have is when I go away, no matter what time I go to bed, is I try to get up and catch the sunrise. We did this road trip for United Way where I had my wife, the photographer, and we literally, I think it was 2014, drove to almost every NFL market. I drove over 14,500 miles across the country. And everywhere we stopped, and sometimes I only had 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I would get up just to see the sunrise. And for me, that sun coming up is like a renewal. It's like a rebirth. And it's the way I love to start my day. So, also too, I'm on East Coast time, so it makes it a little easier because everybody is still in bed and I'm awake. But be that as it may, I am really excited. I'm glad that I've been out here. I wish I could see more practices, but I got to get back to my day job. I'm going to be out here for a couple of days in LA with my daughter and spending time with her. But I'm glad I got the opportunity to see the team for myself and to get a feel for the vibe. The vibe and the feeling from the team is totally different than last year. We were here last year. Last year, maybe it was a sign because there were all kinds of fires that were going on. There was a river that was dried up that was on fire, and you could see the smoke from the practice field. It was hot as hell. You had the whole Zeke Elliott situation hanging over. You also had the cloud of Tony Romo being gone, and it just felt like you could, I can't describe it, but you could feel it in the air. The vibe just wasn't there. When you saw Zeke Elliott walking out on the field, you could see that he had the weight of the world on his shoulder. Just watching the seagulls going over, hoping they don't drop a turd on me. But you could see he had the weight of the world on it. And I believe that just kind of infected the whole team. All the years of Tony Romo being a Dallas Cowboy, now he's gone. It's a new era, and it's a new beginning. And I think that vibe just carried on for the season. This year, I got to tell you, I say that the dark clouds have faded away. I mean, really, it feels totally different. The weather is different. It's not as hot. you see a little green around in California here as you're driving up to the place. Not a lot, it's still dry. Don't waste that water. You feel the team. You don't feel controversy. You don't feel this cloud. You don't feel Zeke having to deal with the questions of, the suspension. What you've got is you got young guys, and maybe some of these guys just don't know better, but you've got young guys that are hungry, and you can see them getting after it. You can see that nobody is taking it easy in practice. You're seeing a few little tempers flare because one guy got the best of another. You see that offensive line being dominant, and you see the emergence of what I believe is going to be an incredible defense. The cornerbacks and stuff, they're really getting that back at it. I mean, they are, I swear, seeing them moving around, seeing them with this attitude and this whole mentality of you're not completing the pass. And it's making it hard on Dak Prescott in practice. I got to be honest. They are covering guys literally like a blanket. Now, Dak has the weight of the world, or the weight of the Cowboys world, on his shoulder. There is no fallback. And I know a lot of people are saying, Cooper Rush and Mike White, let's play those guys. Guys, the backup quarterback is always the most popular quarterback on every team. Okay? They're not under the microscope. And it's the whole what if, what can this guy do? Well, I got to tell you, they're not ready. Dak's got to be. Tony Romo had some thoughts on Dak Prescott. And let's listen to those real quick.
I think he's going to do good. I mean, I know what it's like to play behind, a portion of that offensive line. When you have that kind of time, it's easier to not have to carry, the team week in and week out, because at different times in your career you have to do that. When your offensive line is fantastic, you don't have to be as risky with the football. And I think that, he's a good quarterback. He's, wanting to obviously improve this year on what they did last year. I think that, for him, it's just the ability to continue to get better, just throwing the football like all young quarterbacks. As you do that, your accuracy continues to improve, and then all of a sudden it doesn't matter what the defense does. It's like when they talk about the receivers sometimes, I'm like, well, there's going to be some separation. It's just whether it's a yard and a half or whether it's a hand. Yeah. But that's why you work so hard at your fundamentals and throwing the ball, simply because it's like, I want to be able to hit that coin over there 25 yards away. And if you can get to that point, you can always put the ball in there. And, I know he's working hard at that, and I think he's going to have a great year this year. And I suspect that their team is excited, and I know they're going to get to work out of camp now.
Yeah. Tony Romo was a special quarterback. Tony Romo is a guy that you wish had gotten the ring. I really and truly do. People think I hate Tony Romo. I don't. I never did. In fact, I stood up for Tony Romo the same way I stand up for Dak Prescott. Everybody keeps telling me, you're just blind faith with Dak Prescott. And back in those 8 and 8 years, I was there saying, listen, Tony Romo is the real deal. Tony Romo was let down by others, and you have to sometimes wonder if coaching was a lot of it. Tony covered up for a lot of shortcomings for that team with his ability. Tony Romo was able to get out of that pocket, buy some time, and find a man and hit him in the perfect location where nobody else could get it. And that's a rarity. I believe that Dak has a lot of those abilities as well, but he's still young, and it takes time. Aaron Rodgers wasn't Aaron Rodgers his first couple of years. Tony Romo, Well, he sat on the bench for 4 years before he became Tony Romo. I have faith in him, and I believe that this is going to be a good season. In fact, I think this might be the best season we've had in a long time. I hope I don't jinx that, but I truly believe that this team, with the youth, with the enthusiasm that they have, may be a piece or two away from really being special. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to get up early in the morning. There's so much world out here, and there's just not enough time to do it all. As always, friends, I want to thank you all for being a part of the Jobu Sports Report. I'll see you guys. There you go.